Welcome to this episode of The Good, The Bad and The Odd with your hosts Mark and Sam, and today we're pulling up the comfy chair and we're talking about the second in our James Bond series, From Russia With Love. Hi Sam.
Hi.
Okay, so I'll tell you what, let's pull up the comfy chair after this.
Are you tired of film podcasts where the hosts exist in a constant blissful state of agreement?
I mean, the main characters are two of the dullest main characters I have ever encountered in any film.
Well, you're in luck. Let me introduce you to Chinstroker and Punter. One is an ex-film student with a penchant for David Lynch and art cinema. The other is a man on the street. Listen in perplexed and horrified terror as we tear apart one film a week.
It just really
It's not visually striking.
No.
Just getting confirmation.
It's just in. That's the third time though. I mean, is this on?
You can find us at csvsp.libsyn.com. So come and share the victory.
If you could fuck any man in film, who would it be and why?
My answer is Lance Henriksen.
Oh.
He wouldn't tell. He looks like somebody. He looks like somebody who can keep a secret.
Get the comfy chair!
Okay, you notice that I can't be bothered to go through all the usual stuff I used to go through.
Yeah.
I've got to do it every few shows, I suppose, the website. But, most of our listeners know where to find us. And always pleasure to have any sort of, hellos in the Facebook group. That's kind of cool. But if you want to come to that, easiest way is to just go www.thegoodthebadtheodd.com and follow the links to Facebook. We're on iTunes and this, that, and the other. RSS feeds, all that. Stitcher too. Okay, comfy chair. I've got 3. So what have you got?
I've only got 1. So.
Yeah, I'm not going to talk too much about each of mine, I think. But okay, shall I go first though?
Yeah, sure.
First one I want to talk about is Grimsby, a film called Grimsby, came out in 2016. It's Sacha Baron Cohen.
I've heard about this.
Did I say that right? Sacha Baron Cohen.
Yeah, Sacha Baron Cohen.
Let's put it like this. It's a kind of someone put in a blender the TV series Shameless, Dumb and Dumber, and the movie Dumb and Dumber and the movie Kingsman, and kind of mix them all up. It's very funny. Sacha Baron Cohen comes from Grimsby, up north, and it's kind of a joke about what it's like there. Everyone's kind of pretty tough, and they like the pub and they don't give a crap about anything really. But he got separated from his brother, like when they were both young, and his brother's turned into like a James Bond super spy type. It's Mark Strong, who was in Kingsman, and he's been in all sorts, isn't he? Like, Robin Hood and stuff. Not Robin Hood, Sherlock Holmes. Sherlock Holmes and stuff. I really like Mark Strong, and he's credible as like a badass, in the Statham, like a posh Jason Statham kind of thing. And you know what? There's quite a bit of poignancy and emotion about family and self-identity about all this, but there's some super graphic sex jokes and really, really revolting jokes that are quite very funny. For example, at one point they have to hide and they're being chased in Africa, and they decide
I know about this. I've heard about this.
They have to hide in. All they can find to hide in is an elephant's vagina and 2 grown men.
Just hide behind the elephant.
Yeah. Okay.
Just hide, like...
One bit I did like is the government's after this spy, and they track him down to this Grimsby housing estate, mainly because he tells them all he's found his brother and they're a spy, and they put up out in the pub party for the Grimsby's greatest spy in a big banner. Anyway, they send these SWAT team, super hard SWAT team into this housing estate to go get him, and like as a little kid saying, "Anyway, you're not coming in here." And he goes, "What do you mean?" And the kid pulls out like a bit of a snooker ball in a sock and just whacks this bloke in the face. And like then in the flats around them, they drop a pit bull on one of the guys. They drop a wheelchair on another guy, and there's lots of really tasty jokes. There's jokes about AIDS. A sniper, for example. There's like a benefit, and Harry Potter's Daniel Radcliffe. It's not Daniel Radcliffe. He's a lookalike. He's there, and they're talking about this AIDS patient kid who's managed to survive, and a shot goes wild, and the kid gets shot, and his blood goes into Daniel Radcliffe's mouth, gives him AIDS. And they do a similar joke later on about Donald Trump, and they have a news headline: Donald Trump has AIDS. It's like, oh,
Okay.
yeah, and stuff like that. Yeah, it was. I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. I thought it was worth a watch. I think it was on Netflix. It may have been Sky, but I think it was on Netflix or Amazon. I think it was on a streamer, but I'm not 100% on that. Anyway, back to you.
Okay, now, I'm a big fan of the MMO Guild Wars 2. So, I think a couple of years ago, I bought the original Guild Wars, but never got around to playing it. And I found it again in my Steam library. Okay. So I've been trying to play through it, because there's like some benefits that you can get in number 2 if you played number 1.
Okay.
So I figured I'd give it a try and get some stins. Oh, it's rough.
What, difficult or just
no? It's not
looking?
Difficult. It's just it's like it's not really an MMO as such. It's more like a regular game, but all the sort of hub areas are like multiplayer, so people will just be wandering about.
Okay.
But the individual missions you have to do are such a tire. They're not difficult, like I say. It's just they're like 40 minutes long each.
Okay.
And if you die, back to the start.
Oh, that sounds like a drag. That sounds like the sort of thing I would not want to play through. I just stop at some.
After 3 tries, I remember why I never really got into playing it last time, which is I got to a point where I just couldn't win against one thing right at the end of a mission, like 40 minutes each.
It's the sort of game that just makes you angry, right? And you play it in anger, and there's no joy in that, So what's the point?
But I want the skins for Guild Wars 2, so
you're putting out with it. Oh wow, it's trolling you. It's properly trolling you, that is. Okay, all right then. My next one is film from 1970. I used to watch this when I was a little boy. This kind of stuff, and it's the film of the TV series called HR Pufnstuf. I mean, I like the series. I've got the series on DVD already, and you've watched some with us. I've definitely watched some.
Yeah, I've seen. I've seen them all. I know it. I know all the characters. I cannot, for the life of me, remember anything except that bleeding. Oh, they did like a song about oranges.
Oranges. One time, that one.
Yeah,
they did. This was the film. It's called Pufnstuf, and an alternative title is Pufnstuf Zaps the World. And it's like the origin story.
Yeah, I'm sure it does.
Yeah, it's like the origin story. Jimmy is like in the band at school, and everyone's horrible to him because he's from England, and they're just horrible. So he just.
Why did they cast an English kid in an American show?
Because he was talented, right? The creators of this show saw an early cut of Oliver before it came out. They saw an early cut of Oliver. I thought Jack Wild's the guy we need for this. So they cast him in it. And he is. He's talented. He's likeable. He's charming. And he can sing, right? And dance about a bit, right? So that's fine. And he's not a great singer, but he's got a nice style, hasn't he?
Yeah.
And he can hold a tune.
Yeah.
But what really makes this for me is, and I never really analysed it, other than I still watch it as an adult, right? Is, and I have to say it's extremely psychedelic.
Oh, God, yeah.
And I did read one review of this that always makes me laugh, which is they had great acid in the 60s. That's what they said. Okay, maybe a few people haven't seen this, but you may have seen Banana Splits. Maybe
same sort of thing,
same vibe. Or if you want to go to live action, it's kind of similar, something like the Monkees, maybe, or even Batman, right?
Batman 60.
Batman 60. Yeah. Well, this is fun. There's lots of. It's almost pre-Muppet. The big Muppets. It's almost pre-Muppet. There's people in outfits, and there's some really weird outfits. But the central bad character, I mean, it's really borrowing a lot from Wizard of Oz, this.
Oh, God, yeah.
There's Living Island where everything's alive, and there's living trees. There's like hippie trees and school marmish trees. And the bad guy in this, the main bad guy, is Witchy Poo, who looks very much like Wicked Witch of the West, right?
Yeah, green skin. long black coat.
Instead of flying monkeys, she's got these little helpers who are rubbish. There's like a vulture one, there's a spider one. The spider one just cracks me up knowing.
Seymour.
And there's a bat, and the bat is constantly just flying in and flying into the wall when it is his head.
Yeah.
And we're getting the goofy sound effects. And a lot of this is slapstick. Pure old-fashioned slapstick, physical, getting hit.
Yeah.
The Three Stooges they were borrowing from in a lot of this, but also Witchy Poo's timing's excellent. Her reaction is like, Mother told me to settle down with a nice werewolf, and all this kind of stuff, and they have all the witches turn up, and there's even. I mean, it looks kind of shocking now, but when you think about when it was made, it's not that far since the end of World War II, really. There's one of the witches has got like a rat who's dressed like a SS officer, basically. All right, no swastikas, but it's got a German accent. It does Sieg Heil salutes. It goes, you must sit down. And this is like, whoa.
Jesus.
This is really something. The Nazi rat is like, whoa, but I enjoyed this a real lot. I thought it was a real treat. And it's kind of forgotten quite a bit. I give this film 4 out of 5. I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. And, I know that nostalgia's part of that. But honestly, it entertained me from beginning to end. It was kind of episodic. They were trying to get things over on the witch. The witch was trying to get things over on them. And there was that kind of back and forth. But it was a lot of fun. And there was all these witches... interacting with each other. They're all really horrible to each other. Shut up, you old bag, they'd be saying to each other.
Yeah.
It was kind of fun. Anyway, you haven't got any more, right?
No, oh God, I just spotted I'm looking at the Wikipedia page, there was a spin-off in 2015.
No. What, that?
Called Mutton Stuff.
Mutton Stuff. All right, well, I'll have to look into it. Actually, you know what? Did we talk about this last time? Because didn't you say there was like a spin-off series with The Witch?
Yeah, and like a hotel.
Yeah, we've talked about this last week, didn't we? Oh, sorry about that. This is what happens when we've done so many shows, we're just repeating ourselves. Should we just do Dr. No again? No, Okay, all right. But my last one is a werewolf film. I've been on the United Nations Horror Podcast on a recording about best and worst werewolf movies. Which was a fun show. It's not out yet, but it will be out sometime soon. So if you want to listen to that, it's UnitedNationsOfHorror.com. Really fun show, but I did rewatch an old werewolf film that I haven't seen in ages, but I just fancied watching again. For a couple of reasons. One, for this show, and secondly, it's actually referenced quite heavily in It, and I'm currently reading It for a Kingology episode. And also because the film's coming out soon, right? So I'm kind of prepping for that. And the film I'm talking about is called I Was a Teenage Werewolf, with Michael Landon, who's famous back in the day for shows like The Little House on the Prairie, and I think something called Highway to Heaven or something like that. But he's a really good actor. He's a teenage actor in this, James Dean type. And he's really good. The film starts real slow, not great. There's even a rock and roll song in the middle of it. But once he gets into full werewolf mode, he's pretty scary. It's a bit like the Wolfman, the Lon Chaney's Wolfman on steroids, kind of.
Yeah.
There's one bit where there's a girl alone in a gym. She's practicing sort of acrobatics or something. And he's or gymnastics, I should say, and he comes in and attacks her, and it's really quite tense,
Okay.
And sometimes you get closer of him, and he's a proper walking, man with a two-legged wolf kind. You know what I mean?
Okay.
A man in a wolf. But it's a really good set. At one point, he's coming towards someone, and his face is getting closer, and he's also drooling, which really adds to the effect. And he looks, oh man, really good. 7 out of 10 for that one. Okay. I watched a few others, but I really don't want to talk about them because I don't know all that. Let's get on with it, right? From Russia with Love.
Get on with it. Yes, get on with it. Get on with it.
Okay, From Russia with Love. This is the second chronologically of the classic James Bond films. Follow-up to Dr. No. Dr. O was a bit of a smash, right? We talked about it. I think last time, wasn't it? Was it last time we talked about Dr. No?
No, because last time was the Batman thing.
Oh, yeah, okay. So the time before that, we talked about Doctor No. This was made in 1963, directed by the same director as Doctor No, Terence Young, same producers, Albert Broccoli and Harry Saltzman, based on Ian Fleming's 1957 novel. Obviously, it's Sean Connery's second time playing James Bond. And, the actual book, some interesting, a few little tidbits about the book. John F. Kennedy named it as one of his favourite books of all time, his top 10 books of all time. He named From Russia with Love, which I think spurred them, when they know this, spurred them to put it into the second film in production. As one of the main reasons it was chosen as the second film, because it got this buzz from JFK, right? Seems like a great idea, actually. It's, as I say, in the original book, it was Smersh had come up with this plan to discredit James Bond, but they did some clever stuff here and made Spectre the bad guys, mainly because they didn't want to start aggravation with Russia. But they kind of worked it in well to make Spectre like playing everyone against everyone else, by actually doing exactly the same plot, but their plot in the end was not only do they do everything that Smersh wanted to do, but they get to sell the special decoding machine back to the Russians for a massive profit. And they wanted to get revenge on Bond for killing Dr. No, their operative Dr. No. We do get Blofeld in this one, right?
Yeah, kind of.
He's not bald. He's got hair. It was actually played by the guy that was the evil doctor guy in Doctor No, actually. That actor stood in for Blofeld. But he's got the ring, he's got the fluffy cat, right? The famous fluffy cat. He's feeding fish to his cat, so he's fighting fish. And we got these evil Russians as his like underlings, right? One was number 6 and one was number 3, and he was called number 1, wasn't he? He wasn't called Blofeld; they just called him number 1.
But they did have his name in the credits with a question mark. So
he wasn't actually named even as Blofeld, was he?
No.
So it chugs along. What was your general feeling about this one?
Yeah, it was pretty good. I think I prefer No and some of the later ones more, but it was okay. It was perfectly good as a Bond film. So.
It's funny because this one's often described as like a really tough and gritty one, and it kind of is compared to other James Bonds, right? But in terms of other films, tough and gritty, it's not tough and gritty. It's properly glossy.
Well,
and stylish.
It's not really. It doesn't pull its punches in the same way that like some of the other ones do. Yeah. So like it's not. The villain gets stabbed to death. He doesn't like grab an electrified pole, so he just sort of stands there and drops to the floor. Bond straight up stabs him in the neck. Yeah,
and I think I have to say Robert Shaw as Red Grant was pretty damn good, right, as a henchman.
Yeah.
And I also liked the woman playing Rosa Klebb. They skirted some of the content of the book somewhat. There's kind of a lesbian attempted seduction scene in the book, which is pretty horrible. And they kind of hint at that in one of the scenes. For example, we get Rosa Klebb touching a girl on the leg. Stuff like that. I'm
stroking her face.
And all that, which is a bit odd, but, it wasn't anywhere as close to some of the gross stuff that happened in the book. Well, having said that, the book's still pretty tame, right? It's not like horrible or anything. I like the bloke who played Kerim Bey. I thought he was pretty good.
Kerim Bey.
The head of Istanbul section.
Oh, yeah, he was pretty good.
He was good. He was dying during production. They found out he had cancer, so they moved all his scenes up in production time so he could shoot as early as possible. You wouldn't know. He doesn't appear real. He doesn't.
That does kind of explain why he was like, and he was dead.
Yeah, that could well be it, because maybe it's possible his part was slightly bigger. But having said that, this is what happened in the book too, so there might be that. I did like the fact that Red Grant was like Bond's guardian angel through part of it. So instead of Bond dying, like he'd get men shot behind him and look confused. Stuff like that. One of the things I liked about this is Connery was putting his physicality into it. He was in the fights, right? Certainly with Red Grant, but also the whole Gypsy Camp fight. It was pretty cool. Some of the sexual politics is well dodgy.
Yeah.
He gets to pick between two women in the gypsy camp of which one won the fight, and they both spend the night with him, and he's kind of just sitting around, and it's great.
Being attended to gypsy lady, it's really sketchy.
It starts with a scene with M bringing him in, and he does this flirting with Moneypenny. That's good fun, isn't it? That is good fun.
That's always fun.
Yeah, that's always fun. Leading her along. And he goes to this Station T with T for Turkey, Station T.
Yeah.
And he's got. This is the one where we start getting gadgets. Yeah. They're pretty basic, right? I mean,
and they're like actual spy gadgets. It's like a hidden knife. It's not a remote controlled car.
Yeah,
sort of thing.
or I don't know, a magnetic wristwatch or anything like that. It's like a hidden knife, hidden money. I mean, the most exotic thing was the exploding talcum powder tear gas cartridge, right?
Yeah.
I do like the fact that when he realises he's like the other side of watching him, he does not give a crap, does he? He he realises the room's bugged, and he just says, "Give me another room." And they say, "We've only got the bridal suite." He says, "Well, let's have a look at it." Doesn't care.
He doesn't even say that. He just says, "That'll do," and just goes.
He's very fun. He's fun in this. It starts with a bit of what became a tradition in Bond films of having this pre-credit sequence that may or may not have that much to do with the rest of the film. In this one, we see Red Grant and what appears to be James Bond in the grounds of like an English country estate in the dark, and Bond's wandering around. But if you look carefully, I don't know if you noticed this, Sean Connery looks very heavily made up in that sense. Did you notice that? And it turns out that's a mask. So, that explains it.
I thought you were going to say, like, he was really hungover during these scenes.
No. It was deliberately... It was made to... So when you can think there's something odd about him. He doesn't look quite right. And then when they pull the mask off, you kind of realise, wait, we get Sylvia Trench back, don't we?
Yeah.
Briefly.
For a bit.
It's champagne. He's got a bit of champagne. They're going punting, aren't they? Listening to the radio. And From Russia with Love is playing on the radio.
Yeah.
And he's got a bottle of champagne hung over the side in the cold water. And he gets a phone call from the office, and she's like trying to flirt with him. And he's talking to, I think, is it Moneypenny? And he says, "I'll be there in an hour." And Sylvia Trench is kind of kissing him, and he goes, "Make it an hour and a half."
Yeah. I love how put upon Bond is by sex during these early ones.
Yeah, it's like
an hour and a half.
Anything for England, yeah. It's kind of funny. There was talk of that woman that keep recurring, and her possibly even becoming Mrs. Bond, which sounds like madness as an idea, doesn't it? It just sounds like, no, don't do that. But it didn't happen anyway. This was the only other time she was in it. So that running there are occasional characters in James Bond films where they appear in a couple of films.
Yeah.
The only really running ones is MQ, Bond, and Felix Leiter. That's about it.
Wasn't there like a Russian general that appeared in a few?
Oh, yeah, there was a Russian general. That was... in fact, he was in this film as a different character, I believe. He was the one that was like running Spectre headquarters.
Yeah.
Gogol. Gogol is the general.
Gogovich.
I believe...
General Gogol.
Yeah, I believe he's in Spo Love Me, another one, but I can't remember. I think from Russia with For Your Eyes Only, I think. So they're Roger Moore ones. And of course, Jaws was in a couple, and Sheriff J.W. Pepper was in a couple as well.
Yeah.
But usually they don't string...
General Gogo was in a few. Spy Love Me through to Living Daylights.
Yeah, but it wasn't in every film, I don't think.
Isn't 6 of them?
Well, okay. Well, that's almost as much as M, right?
Well,
no. He's like, after Q and M... He's the most frequent, and probably Felix Leiter. He's the most frequent one, right? There's lots of exciting things in this. It was kind of more of a drama, though, wasn't it? I mean, we didn't have we didn't have except right at the end, we didn't have much of the car chases and stuff in Istanbul. It was more like thriller kind of stuff. The Gypsy Camp was probably the big highlight, right? And also the raid on the embassy.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
And I kind of like some of the atmospherics, like going through the underground water system to spy on the Russian embassy and all that. Now, that's all in the book, and it's really well explained. I mean, Ian Fleming was a good thriller writer, right? A real page-turner writer. So it kept you really interested. It's very dated now. It feels very. Oh God, 50s.
I remember reading it and feeling really awkward when it came to Live and Let Die.
Yeah, there's a very strong, racial element to that. Though it's patronising, but it isn't dehuman.
No, it's pretty dehumanising during that early bit.
Let's put it this way: there's worse. There is worse.
There's worse. It could be a lot better.
Yeah. But I'd still really like that book. I really like that. I think the villain's really interesting. The Mr. Big in that book is really interesting. And the way he kind of plays out things. I think he's one of the better villains in the books, actually. But it also we end up in like the Orient Express, and there's fun on a train as well. There's all that stuff. But one of the key things I think to this film that people remember most is the Red Grant stuff.
He's a pretty badass. Because he just walks up and sort of takes over some of the scenes.
Yeah, he's got a lot of charisma, isn't he, Robert Shaw? Yeah. He's excellent in Jaws as well. These two are his probably most famous roles, Quint in Jaws and Red Grant, and he's pretty electric. He could have been a James Bond himself, really.
I could see that.
And he had that charisma and physicality as well. There's some other fun stuff, like Kerim Bey wants to shoot at the head of the Bulgarians, but he's been shot in the arm himself, so Bond has to be his shoulder prop while he snipers him as he climbs out of a woman's... There's no just shooting a guy, they have to wait till he climbs out of a mouth.
Well, they send in a couple of Kerim Bey's sons to, knock on the door, which spooks the guy, and he runs out a secret hatch that he has that opens up out of a billboard's mouth.
In the book that's Marilyn Monroe, funny enough, but they changed it for this, probably rights, but I don't know. I mean, JFK was known to be carrying on with Marilyn Monroe, so maybe they thought, well, we're kind of making this for JFK almost, so let's not insult him or cause him embarrassment by having Marilyn Monroe in it. I don't know. There's all that. What do you think of Titania?
Titania was okay. She didn't really do too much. It never even came into play that she was what's the word? Lexicographer?
No, I mean, it was very, very passive, wasn't it? I mean, it was enough just to establish the plot, right?
Just that she had the translation machine.
Yeah, and we gathered that she really wasn't part of the deeper plot. She just thought she had to pass some false information, which isn't a big deal, really, is it? No. But then when people start getting murdered, she's kind of out of her depth. But she does kind of claim to be in love with James Bond, right?
Yeah.
So that's fine. That's standard. What do you think of Rosa Klebb?
Rosa Klebb was okay, but the only real, inventive thing she did was disguise herself as a maid and then try and use a knife boot on Bond.
Yeah, that's right. She
kept messing up, and then Blofeld killed his tactician for some reason.
Yeah, Kronstein. I like this character. He's very Putin. There's something Putin-y about him, right?
Yeah.
And I like the fact that when he gets called by Spectre to attend, he immediately wins a master chess game. Next move, he was so good. He was just chugging along anyway, but I've got to go now. Bang, there you go.
Yeah.
That was kind of pretty badass. So that was cool. There is better characterisation of these characters in the book, but I have to say this is a fair representation of them from the book. The only thing is the characters are very lightly drawn, but I think that keeps the film chugging along, right? We don't need much character stuff. We just we want the fun, and it kind of delivers on that. In many lists, this is considered the best James Bond film.
I wouldn't say that. I think it's serviceable as a Bond film, but I think I prefer films with actual sort of characters for Bond to play against. Like Blofeld is good. Goldfinger, a bunch of the newer ones are pretty good for Bond to sort of bounce himself off of. But it was it just wasn't as interesting and didn't keep my attention as well as some of the other ones.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Kananga, Mr. Big and Kananga.
Yeah.
Yaphet Kotto. I think it was really good. It's a goofy film.
That's a perfect example. He's got loads of charisma, and him and Bond have a good, back and forth.
Yeah, and some of the Blofelds are really good, right? Charles Gray in Diamonds Are Forever, Donald Pleasance in You Only Live Twice. They're pretty fun stuff. I do really like From Russia with Love. It's not my favourite. I'm just checking. I did list years ago, and I'm gonna. If I say this list, it could change. We're working through these, so your opinions change over time, right? But I think it's probably top 7, possibly even top 5 for me out of all of them, and we're talking 20 odd films, So it's in the top half or top quarter for me. I quite like it, and it is about as gritty as Bond gets, apart from maybe the Timothy Dalton and the Daniel Craig ones.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at this on the list I've made up in the past. I've had From Russia with Love as number 5, and that's the highest Sean Connery one for me.
Yeah.
So that second highest Sean Connery one for me. I'm kind of a fan of this. A lot of people rate Goldfinger as the best because it kind of gets the blend perfect before it starts to get too formulaic. But I kind of like this. But I'm interested because we're going to watch Goldfinger again soon. I just want to see it again just because my feelings may have changed,
Yeah.
So I quite enjoyed this. Any other points you want to go on? Go for it.
Can't really think of any. The film did have went on a bit too long after everything was kind of resolved with Red Grant.
Yeah, the Red Grant.
The boat chase and the helicopter bit and the whole driving around in what was supposed to be, I think, Turkey, but was actually Wales or Scotland.
It did look very Wales or Scotland, didn't it?
Yeah.
I always feel that. The reason is, but I think one of the reasons is I actually read the book before I saw the film, I think. And in the film, we go straight from being on the Orient Express and Red Grant to Paris, the end of the life, and then the events with Rosa Klebb. Whereas in this, they get a boat and they go to Venice, right? They don't go to Paris at all. They go to Venice, and they end up there. And then the stuff with Rosa Klebb. Interestingly, in the book, it ends with Bond tackling Rosa Klebb and taking her out, kind of. She kind of just collapses. I think he hits her one. But he doesn't realise he has been kicked in the leg.
Okay.
And he actually collapses of poisoning, and the book ends. So it's a cliffhanger ending. So it's like, whoa.
Yeah, and isn't the next one confusingly Dr. No?
It could be. You know what? I can't remember. But it turns out there was a doctor.
It is.
Yeah, and it turns out there was a doctor there who was like a specialist in poisons and kind of knew exactly how to treat him by sheer luck. But yeah, interesting that he put a cliffhanger. We're used to films in films that have several sequels coming, and certainly TV shows having cliffhangers. But it's quite unusual in books, right?
Yeah.
There was all that.
You don't tend to do that unless you have a book less than a year later, really.
Yeah. Well, I think Fleming did put out one a year, so that was actually his pattern. So yeah, fair enough. What would you give this out of 5?
I'd give it a 4 because it's a really good. Yeah. It's a good James Bond film, but it's not one of my favourites.
No, it's not one of my favourites, but it's close. It's close. I give it a 4 too. I know we usually rate by 10. The thing is, I use Letterboxd, so I'm so used to rating things as 5. 5s with half stars. I think if you don't mind, we'll go to a 5 from now on. Is that cool?
Okay, yeah.
I'll give it a 4 too. Solid one. And at some point, we'll be doing Goldfinger soon, right? I should imagine.
Yeah.
So we'll be chugging on with that. We haven't got something specific planned next week.
But I think Planet of the Apes comes out. So.
Oh, okay. But we were talking about doing Doctor Who, right?
Oh yeah.
The current Doctor Who series, which I haven't seen all of them, but I keep hearing really good things about the rest of the series. I have to say I've enjoyed most of the episodes. I've watched 5 so far, and I've enjoyed pretty much all of them. You weren't taken with...
I'm up to date. There's a few real bad ones in this series.
Okay. All right. But I haven't seen... as far as I'm concerned, I haven't seen the bad one. I kind of like a lot... well, we're going to talk about Doctor Who next week, so we'll get into it.
Yeah.
So we may well be reviewing the entire season once we've seen the finale, which is in a week's time. So I don't know if it's going to have the transformation, the new Doctor or what at the end. They often do, don't they? I don't know if that's the intention or what. I'm not sure. But anyway, we'll probably be covering that next time. And I know also Spider-Man's soon, isn't it, right? So,
yeah.
We might be doing that soon too. Okay then, cool. Okay, so until next time, bye from me.
Bye.
From Russia with love, I'd fly to you, much wiser since my goodbye to you. I've traveled the world to learn I must return from Russia with love. I've seen places, faces, and smiled for a moment, but oh, you haunted me so. Still my tongue-tied young pride would not let my love for you show, in case you'd say no. To Russia I flew, but there and then I suddenly knew you'd care again. My running around is through. I fly to you from Russia with